Hi there, this is Abhishek, and in this video I will talk about the time series analysis and about its one of the method how you create a time series. So in the previous video, if you have seen in Python, I have shown you how you can use the series method for creation of time series, and in this video I will show you a slightly different approach about how you can create a time series using a read_CSV, which is a generic function for reading any CSV file, but then using the date column as the index column. So when we do that, it basically creates the date time index. So we will see what is the benefit, and then we will move ahead with some properties, some methods that is related to it, which you will find really useful. Alright, so let's get started here in my Jupyter notebook. So the name of this video, you can say, is creating date time index and then further using it. So first of all, we need to import the data. So the data that I have and I shown in my previous video is the date and close value for the Nifty stock index that we have here in NSE, National Stock Exchange in India, and it has the 10 years of data starting from 2007 going all the way down to 2017, 29th November 2017. So we'll get this data inside the Jupyter notebook and then use it for analysis. Alright, so let's go ahead. So here, first of all, we need to import pandas as PT. Once we are there, then we will write Nifty. We'll just give any name. So here it is, since it is Nifty or Nifty 50 or just Nifty or NSE, whatever name we want to give, we can give. And then we will write PD.read_CS. So I just pressed that tab after. So if you're wondering how this got appeared, after read, I just press the tab and read_CSV. So this is for beginners who has recently started working in the Jupyter notebook. And in there, we need to give the path. So the path, I think I have it here. Yeah, here on the Nifty data. And if I copy this and paste it here, I just need to change it to /. If you have a lot of forward slashes or big path, what you can do is, as a tip, is you can first paste it in a notepad or a Word file or any other document processing software and do the find and replace. So find \, change it with the /, and then we will write the name of the file nifty data.csv. I think that's what the file name is. Nifty data. Yes, that's the file name. And then after this, one thing that we need to do is to create a date time index to make sure that dates are coming properly. Sometimes they may create issues and not come properly. So we need to mention that take dates properly as dates. So for that, we use the parse_dates property of this function, and we will say, or a parameter I would say, and then within this, name of the column. So name of the column is date. Alright, we are here, and then we need to specify the date column as our index column, otherwise it will take it as a normal column. And for that, you have the parameter index_call. So again, I press the tab and it auto completed it. So we will write date, enter. So that has worked perfectly. Now let's see a couple of rows. Nifty.head. So here, as you can see, it is present in a bold font format. So what it indicates, it is an index. And that's the benefit. By taking date as an index, it creates the date time index on which then we can perform some operations which are useful. So you have date, you have close values, and that is what you had it here in this file. After this, one of the similar operations about selecting any month or anything. So for that, it's pretty easy. You just specify Nifty. You don't have to then again specify the date column. If you remember in my previous video, you had to specify the date column, but now since we have taken date as an index, you don't have to do that. So for that, now just go ahead, 2007, let's say I need 10th, that means October information. So here I have all my October data. All of this data is present. And let's say I want from 5th of October to 20th of October 2017, 7, 20, 10 and 20, and press enter. So here I have now the range as well selected for my specific month period. After this, if you want to perform some sort of an operation, so right now you are getting the close value, but let's say you want maybe things like mean or max or sum, you can do that. So let's try to do that here with Nifty on a, let's say, a particular month. So for example, we may have 2015 and 5, that means May, and then we want the mean of close values. So here we have mean. Similarly, you can have max, you can have min, all of that different functions which are generally available to you to perform on a series like close on a numeric series. You can do perform the operations on this Nifty data. After that, a general question comes into the mind that if I, let's say, need all the month information or mean or the average of all the month of, let's say, entire series, for example, if I need that, do I need to write all of these things like first 2015-05, then another similar statement for June, July, August, which probably is not a scalable method. One can argue that okay, we can do a for loop where we can iterate over the different month values of a series and create the average. Yeah, that's a doable thing. Another thing, or which is a handy thing in here in pandas, is basically the method resample that often applies on the time series index like this, which has a date time index. So what we can do is, let's say we want the monthly data for the close prices that we have. So what we need to do is simply Nifty and specify the column name close and then say resample, and within the resample we need to pass the argument m, which means month. If you need daily, d. If you need weekly, w. If you need yearly, then y. Alright, mean, and if I press enter, you have right from the month September month in 2007 to 2017 November month. You have, for each month you have one value, and that's, I would say, a great benefit of this resample method. And it's, if I, let's say, need weekly, I will just specify weekly, and now you will see that for September I have 2 values, 2 data points. For October I have 4 data points. For November I have 4 data points. For December I have 5 data points, 1 for each week. So it has a lot of different parameters. What you can do, I just clicked over here to put the cursor inside this, and I am pressing Shift Tab to basically see its different parameters. And what I can do is I just clicked over there, and here I have a entire explanation if I want to go deep down into it. So with this I can I can simply go deep down into it, the different parameters and all that they have used. So if you want to know much deeper inside this function, Resample, for getting a good grasp on your time series, for doing the exploratory data analysis, or slicing and dicing and put the time series as per the way you want, then this is the method you should really explore to get an expertise on time series data. So with that, the expectation, the thing which I wanted to show you is the various straightforward parameters, so week, month and year, that you can specify and get the average. Similarly, apart from average, if there is a time series on which you need sum, you can get sum, max, min and all of that thing for each of the month. So that's a method you have at your disposal to use it. After this, last but not least, is plotting the time series. So we will use mat%matplotlib inline, and we will say we will plot the close prices. So Nifty close column, and then simply plot. And here we have. That's what we did. Similar operation we did in our last video. So I just wanted to show you how you can do it over here. Apart from this, if you need to change the format a little bit, for example, the bar for each year probably, or the bar for each month, then you can do that with the help of the resample method. So for example, we have Nifty, and with that we have close, and resample as a resample, and then let's say year we want, and we want average, and then plot. After all of this operation, we will specify the plot, and we need the bar plot. So probably why it does not specify. Let's try and specifying the M. I will see why it is not taking the Y value, because that's how it should ideally show the year value. So month, there are like a lot of months, and because of that your values are coming in such a way. So in this case, if let's say you want to specify, you want to get a proper output, and for example you want a bar plot for let's say 1 year, what you can do is simply say Nifty, and within this specify let's say 2016, and then your close prices dot resample by month dot mean average plot kind is equals to bar, and you can get specific information about your 2016 data. So that's how you can plot the different values, either on the line chart. If you are not specifying kind is equals to bar, it will by default take the line chart because it is a time series data. And if we are interested in a different kind of chart, then we can specify what kind of chart we want over here and specify the arguments accordingly. So one other thing where we got the error, I just checked the documentation for the yearly data. So while plotting the yearly data over here, it was giving us the problem. So it's basically an A parameter instead of Y. I was just going with month and yearly Y, but it is annual, and that's why it is A. So what we can do is we can simply now get the yearly chart over here. So that's a quick correction on how to plot the yearly values, is using the A parameter within the resample and not the Y. So with that, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic.